After starting Blender, we see a welcome window. Click General. Here we see the program interface. The largest window is the viewport, where you'll interact with all the objects. To fly the camera around an object, click on the mouse wheel and move it in the desired direction. If you hold down Shift in the mouse wheel, you can move around the scene. You can zoom by rotating the mouse wheel. Holding down Control while holding the mouse wheel makes the zoom smoother. On the left side, you'll find tools for selecting, moving, rotating, and scaling objects. However, using hotkeys is more efficient. Press G to move, R to rotate, and S to scale. You can also constrain transformations to the X, Y, or Z axis for more precision. To duplicate an object, press Shift plus D, choose an axis like Y, and move it to the new location. Click the left mouse button to confirm. To repeat the last action, press Shift plus R. To save the file, click Save As and select a location on your computer. Delete all existing objects by pressing A, then Delete. Let's create a simple scene using primitives. Press Shift, plus A, select Mesh, then Plane. Now let's add cubes and make something similar to walls. Resize, rotate, and duplicate them as you see fit. Finally, add a cylinder to serve as a podium. To edit an object, switch to Edit mode by pressing Tab or selecting the desired mode from the top. You can choose between editing points, edges, and polygons using hotkeys 1, 2, and 3. Press 3 on the keyboard to enter polygon mode. Select the desired polygons and use G to move them along the Z-axis. To add more sections, use Ctrl plus R. Hover over the desired location and scroll the mouse wheel to adjust the number of segments. For chamfers, select edges with Alt plus click, then press Ctrl plus B and adjust subdivisions. Select the top polygon of the cylinder, press I, and move the mouse slightly to the side. Without deselecting it, press E and extrude upward. Great. Now you can exit the editing mode. Add more objects to the scene and make an interesting composition to your liking. After adding an object without deselecting it, you can customize the primitive in the lower left corner. Number of segments, radius, position, etc. The settings will remain available until you deselect the object. We can hide objects to keep them out of the way. In the Layers window on the right, click the eye next to the objects you want to hide. Use hotkeys H to hide and Alt plus H to show hidden objects. Select the cube and switch to Edit mode. Select several polygons and duplicate them. Select the X-axis and set the distance in meters. The L key allows you to select the entire area of linked faces. To delete, press X and select faces. Select in a loop with Alt plus click. Invert the selection with Ctrl plus I if you need it. Use proportional editing, hotkey O, to proportionally affect neighboring polygons. Start shrinking the cube in the center. Spin the mouse wheel to change the radius of influence. Great. Now let's move on to the next step, materials. Switch to object mode by pressing Tab and select the object. To add materials, go to the Material Properties tab and click New. Assign the material to the selected object and adjust its color and properties. To see the materials, choose the appropriate shading mode in the top right corner. Repeat this process to create and assign materials to other objects in the scene. If the objects look rough, right-click and select Shade Smooth. In the Properties panel, go to the Render Properties tab and select the Cycles Render Engine. For better performance, choose GPU Compute in the settings. Set the rendering format to Full HD and PNG. Add lights by pressing Shift plus A, select Light, then Area Light. Adjust their positions and power settings as needed. Duplicate this light source and position 2 more on the sides to fill in the shadows. Adjust the intensity of each light as needed. Add a camera by selecting Camera from the menu. Position the camera roughly in front of the objects you want to focus on. Press 0 on the numpad to toggle between the camera view and the perspective view. Fine-tune the camera's position by pressing Ctrl plus Alt plus 0 to snap it to the current view. Select the Object Data Properties tab, camera icon, in the Properties panel. Configure the camera settings by enabling depth of field and setting the focus distance. Adjust the aperture value to 1.8 for a bokeh effect. Select the object on which the camera focuses. Then go to the Constraints tab, add a Track 2 constraint, and select the cube as the target. After making sure that all the objects and lighting are positioned correctly, press F12 to render. When the rendering is complete, click Image, Save As, and choose where to save your image. Thank you for watching. You're the best. See you in the next lesson.